Hi everyone, welcome to another video. In today's video I am drawing and painting this skull that has flowers around it and whatnot. And I decided to do this because I want to start drawing people, but I'm not really good at drawing people, so I feel like drawing a skull is one step closer to drawing an actual person. I mean, technically this is an actual person, it's just there's no skin and there's no blood and there's no nose and no eyeballs and no hair, but you know, you get the point, right? I ended up just sketching it out in my sketchbook first and then outlining it on my acrylic paper. I have this big packet of extra large sheets of acrylic paper, but I decided to cut it down so it would fit my sketchbook, and I outlined it with a pen, and then I ended up just painting it with my acrylics. I have two different types of acrylics. One of them is the really cheap acrylics, and then the other ones are the, I think it's like $15 for those acrylics, and I decided to use my $15 acrylics, and I'm glad I did. I did like just a tiny bit use my cheap acrylics. I need to make a video of the difference between expensive acrylics and really cheap acrylics because there is a huge difference, and that's why I went for the $15 acrylics. I think there's of course much more expensive acrylics which I don't own, so I just used what I had for this. It was fun. I really enjoyed doing this and kind of coming out of my comfort zone. The flowers were really easy to draw. It's more of the skull that I had issues with. I had to use reference photos for this because I don't typically draw skulls or people. I go more for like a nature kind of look or like an animal or something like that, and I kind of want to get out of my comfort zone and try something new. So when I started painting this, the skull, I started with the skull, but I really did not like how it turned out. It just looked really muddy. After that, I ended up kind of repainting the skull, which you will see like this part of the skull, it does not look good. It just looks disgusting, but the end result of how I changed it up a little bit, it looked much better, if that makes sense. And I, of course, I went with the acrylic paints and re-outlined some areas, especially on the flowers. I ended up going more of like a darker red to outline it because I didn't want any of the pen marks to be seen. That was just kind of to outline, to get a general idea of where everything I want to put and whatnot. I just covered those lines with acrylic. For the flowers, like I said, I used a darker red to outline it, but then in the middle of the petals I used a much lighter red as well as some of that darker red that I used to outline the flowers, and it gave it this really interesting and more natural look to it. It didn't look, I guess you could say, cartoony. It just looked a little bit more on the realistic side. And one thing I would change about this is probably the petals on the flowers. I know I had a bit of an issue with those. I wish I kind of drew them differently, but lesson learned for next time if I'm drawing flowers. Just the skull in the beginning of this video, it just looks horrible. Like, ugh, it got much better and I really liked the end results for this. I just didn't know how to shade the skull the correct way because the picture that I was looking at, it was a pencil drawing, it wasn't a painting. I just did not know how to shade it, and I did end up using for my expensive, well, the expensive acrylics that I own, which are the $15 ones, I accidentally used the gray acrylic instead of the black, so that's why it has this like blue hue to it. It just doesn't look natural, and so I of course changed that up towards the end once I realized like this does not look good, I need to fix this. Like you will see here in a little bit, it just looks splotchy and it looks like I just put a bunch of random dots on there. Really good, and I'm really glad that I did this. I think I mentioned in the beginning of this year that I want to do more painting videos, so you're going to have a lot of painting videos come up. I mean, I just had the Bob Ross challenge painting, which was really fun to do, and then I have this painting, and then I think I have one more coming up soon in like a couple weeks for you guys. I'm just really excited because I want to try other art supplies and see what I'm best at, and I feel like, in my opinion, I'm better at using paints than markers or colored pencils. That is just my opinion, but I of course want to get better at using markers because I do want that to be my main art supply that I use on this channel, and then have the occasional painting video or coloring pencil video and whatnot, because it's good to mix it up. In my opinion, it's better than having just the one consistent thing of like using markers for every single video, or just painting every single video. I think it's best to just mix it up a lot. I mean, I do mainly use markers in most of like my videos, and then again there's the occasional painting video, but of course paintings do take a little bit more time in my opinion, because I do tend to try and blend everything in really well as it's really easy to fix mistakes more than it is with markers, because with markers, I mean, you can't really go on top of another marker, if that makes sense. Like if you make a mistake on a piece of paper, you can't really cover that up with a different color unless it's a black marker. But with paints, like I messed up on this skull, it was easy for me to paint over it and kind of start over on it. And with markers and even colored pencils, that's kind of impossible to do. Like, I'm really glad I took the time with this. It is a very small picture, but it turned out great. It did take me a while to do, but the end result, it was good. It was very good. Like, I'm very proud of myself with this. Hopefully I can do a portrait of a person soon, because that is something I want to do that is going to be out of my comfort zone, because I don't tend to draw people a lot. I go more for pictures of landscapes. Well, not really landscapes, but like, I don't even know how to explain it, but it's not people. I don't really draw animals as much, but I think I should start, because that is one of the things I'm good at, is drawing animals and nature type of stuff, type of scenes. That's what I tend to go more for. And then with people, that's like a whole different level for me. I mean, I've done human anatomy studies here, and I did have it as a series, and I did private that playlist because it did not look so good, and so I just kind of stopped that. But then again, I do want to start having people be involved in my drawings and kind of bring that all together if possible. That would be one of my #1 goals, is to just bring everything I can into a picture and make it look the best it can possibly be. I want to go for more of like the almost realistic to really detailed type of look, like art style, and so that means having people involved, having animals involved, having the form of a landscape or like anything, and just put it into one picture and make it look great. Like I said, this goal is one step closer for me in order to start drawing people. It's very easy because you don't need to draw eyes or draw an actual nose or like a mouth, because this skull, it just has like the top of the mouth, while as with people, you know, you have to draw the whole head, not just like the upper part of the teeth, and not, you know what I mean. Like, I know it's hard to get out of your comfort zone, especially if you're drawing something. Like, if you're really bad at drawing like a certain thing, like let's say you're really good at drawing people but you are really bad at drawing animals, it's still best, in my opinion, to get out of your comfort zone, because then you can practice that and you can get better at it. If you just stay in your comfort zone, you will never get better at the things that you're never good at. And if you tend to get out of that comfort zone and practice that constantly and do art studies, you will most likely achieve and get better at it, and you will look back at your art that you first started out and it looked horrible, and then a year later you look at it and you're like, today is much better than a year ago. If that makes sense. I don't know. That's what I kind of want to do. And I know I've been talking about like getting out of your comfort zone, and I haven't really been doing that as much, but now, since this video is out, it is my goal to get out of my comfort zone and try something new. And I suggest for you guys guys to do the same thing. If you're really bad at drawing an animal or landscapes or even people, but you're good at drawing something else, get out of your comfort zone and achieve that. And if you have the time, do art studies. That is one of the keys that I wish I had the time for in order to get better with my drawings, is the time to do art studies. When I was still in school, I kind of regret it that I didn't take my spare time and do the art studies. I draw for my YouTube channel and that'd be it. I do kind of regret that. I did have some days where I was like, okay, I need to do my art study, and I did, but I wasn't consistent about that, which, like I said, I regret. And now I don't really have the time to do that. My time is very limited because of working and other stuff that I have to do. I say this in every one of my videos. If you have that time, take it and work on your art. If you have a passion for art, go for it. If you have a passion for a different hobby, go for it. Work on it till you get better at it. And if you're better at it, there's still a lot to learn about that hobby. Same with an artist who's been doing art for 20 years. They're really good at it, but they still have things that they need to work on, that they know they need to work on. That's just kind of how it goes. And if you love something, you'll always find whatever you need to work on. And so I'm trying to achieve that. I think it's best for any one of you guys to do the same thing. If you are in love with a hobby or with a drawing or painting, or you want to try out a different art supply in order to draw something, just go for it and try it out. Like, don't be scared to try something new. So that is my opinion. I really want to stay motivated about this, because it can be hard, especially if you're showing this and you're putting this out there on social media. There's gonna be a couple of people that are like, oh, it's hideous, when I thought it was like the best drawing that I've ever drawn. And that happens. That's just kind of what you have to go through. But then again, you have those supporters. Like, I have you guys to support me and my drawings and everything, and follow those people. And that's why I love talking to you guys. When you guys leave a comment for me, like saying like, that is a really good drawing, it makes me happy. I really love to reply to your guys' comments as well, because it just makes me happy. It makes me connect with you guys a little bit more. I wish I was able to do live streams a lot more, because then I would feel much more connected to you guys. But then again, like I said, the time, and yeah, I wish I had that time. Like I did when I was still in school, but now it's gone and I can't really do anything about it. But I will try to, make this better for you guys. I really hope you guys enjoy my video content and whatnot. And I'm literally losing my voice by talking so much. It's very dry where I live, and so if you talk for a very long amount of time, you start to lose your voice and it starts to crack. And I hate when that happens, and so yeah. I hate when I say yeah at the very end of my sentences. Like almost all of my, if I finish a sentence, I just say and yeah. I need to stop that, okay? Jenna, stop it. I will be editing this, and it will take me a while to edit it, because I'm trying to get rid of those and yeah words. I say those a lot, but we are coming to an end of this video soon. I just wanted to let you guys know I do have an Etsy shop where I make and sell button pins. I have currently 3 listings on there of button packs. I will be listing more buttons here shortly. I'm very excited because they are very cute, and so I'm very excited for you guys to see all of them. My Etsy shop is linked down below. I also have a Redbubble shop where I sell tote bags, pillowcases, and mugs with my art on it. If you want to go check that out, that would be great. But we are coming to an end of this video, and my camera didn't record as much because my computer was filled up with so many files, so I lost a lot of footage. But unfortunately I lost that footage, but at least I still have some of that footage left, so you don't really see all the flowers being painted. But I still hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a like. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love all of you guys. I love each and every one of you, and I will see you in my next video, which I upload every Thursday.